Hi, welcome to another tarot, another month. Pretty amazing how fast February went by, at least in my world. I can't believe how fast it went by. And yeah, life changes. And so, how did February go for you? And finding boundaries, different connections, all those wonderful duality things in connection with the heart. So, today, March 1st, truth shall prevail. March is the month of truth, and truth in all areas. Truth in all areas. I don't even think I need to explain that anymore. So let's see what the deck is going to share with us as to things we can expect or to help us get through the month of March. So I'm going to divide this into three little piles, and voila, we will go from there. The first card we have is the King of Cups. And the King of Cups is followed by the Tower card. So I'm going to stop right there and just do a little talk here as to this little story that's starting to perform here. So as we went through February, and we really truly, because 2 is duality, that number, and we were really looking to understand our hearts, find new boundaries as to where we can discover truth. And as we discover those truths, oftentimes things start to change in our lives. And that's what the Tower card is representing here. And the King of Cups represents, in general, he represents a wise man who lives through his heart and feels and understands what love truly is. So as mankind is understanding, as coming back to our hearts, and when we come back to our hearts, we find truth in all areas. And it isn't just one person, it's happening whether people understand it or not. It has to happen, it's part of evolution. So the Tower card represents changes that are going to happen in the world, in your life, in a situation that you have no control over. It's going to fall apart. It's definitely going to blow up in your face and it's going to fall apart. And whatever that is, carrying on with the message or the story, however you want to look at it, is the Three of Hearts. I mean, the Three of Swords, I'm sorry. The Three of Swords, which in a sense really does represent death, and death of a way that we knew it. We also know that there's war in the world and that there is death happening. There's death happening because it's part of evolution. There are souls that are ready to leave the planet. That's truly, truly just what evolution and life is all about. It's about having you're here, you have your experiences, and you choose whether you come back, and you choose when you leave. And also, karma is being the people that are involved in all these wonderful things that are pushing change in the world. There's heartbreak that happens with all of that too. And in our own lives, as we move forward in life, and we've all experienced heartbreak, and that is part of being human. And as we let go and take those swords out, we have to be gentle with our souls and be gentle with our own hearts to move forward in life. It does us no good in this life, in this human existence, to keep holding on to things that happened many, many years ago. It's time for us to move forward in the truth in our own hearts. Why are we holding on to stuff? There's a reason. There's always an answer to why. And your heart and your soul are the things that will help you understand what your why is. And carrying on with the story, we have the Seven of Swords. And if we all look in our lives, there's always something or someone that seems to be getting away with something. And I'm not an exact rule follower, but I do understand the ethics and the law of karma. And so as you're moving forward, do make sure that with this card, keep your enemies close, because, and understand who are the ones that are trying to hold you back in your journey. And that's what this card is trying to share, is that as you're moving forward, you may think you have it all, or somebody may think they have it all, but you know what? There's still some seeds planted there, and looking over your shoulder to make sure nobody's looking. You know what? You're the one that's responsible for your own truth. And the swords will present the present. We'll leave it at present truth within life. So the 7 in this card is all about spirituality and what's coming in your world. And you can see the yellow in the card, and the yellow means that as we all get through our own journey of human existence and understanding light and dark and all the opposites that we could go through with all of that, we all have to be balanced within that. So the swords could represent in your own life and even in the world truths that are being hidden that are still going to be exposed. And then we come to the 7 of the major arcana, which is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is, he could easily get out of that, when it's time. But also by looking at each one of us as we stop for a minute and look, it doesn't matter your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, but stepping back in your own life and trying to understand what truly is happening as evolution is happening. And it always has happened. And it seems to be speeding up. Can I explain that? Not completely. And it's probably not my job to explain that. But it does seem that time is speeding up and evolution is speeding up. And the planets have always been in charge. They still are in charge. So as the alignments and all the different things that are happening in the planets, it is all part of the universal laws of how life works and the universe works. And as we go through all these cosmic changes, we get the Strength card. And the Strength card is sharing that even though things will change in our lives, because they always have, we're just in an age and a time and space within the universe that things seem fast. So it can be very scary, the things that are changing in the world and your views and understanding, like, how do you know the truth? Who's telling the truth? It is your heart and your gut, and stepping back and understanding, where does it feel right? You can tell the difference, what feels good, what feels bad, or what feels right for you or what feels wrong for you. That is part of our journey of being human. So with that, I'm going to join the next pile, or take the next pile. And I'm just going to touch my screen here. Sorry about that. And then in the middle pile, we have the Hierophant, which is the spiritual teacher. And spirituality is our own personal journey and destiny. And as we continue to move forward in life, no matter what, they're spiritual teachers. If you want to look at that, or it could be a wisdom person. Somebody's going to teach you along the way something different about life that you didn't know. And as those spiritual teachers show up, don't reject them. And even as those teachers show up, as the Hierophant, he's upside down. And it's a gentle easing into understanding spiritually what's happening in the world. Wow. The next one is the Wheel of Fortune. So, like all these major arcana, are truly divine messages from Spirit. And at least that's in my humble opinion. And the Wheel of Fortune is, it is about anything can happen. Anything can happen, because energy is everything. And it's how you influence your own world. And as we influence our own worlds, there's a collective. And we all add to the collective. It's all about light, sound, and vibration. And as we can step into that part of the science, meeting spirituality, it will help each and every one of us to understand and accept each other for our differences and for our strengths and for our weaknesses. And the next card that comes up is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands he is working up here in his head. He's very connected into other worlds. He's very intelligent. He carries wisdom. So, and he's followed by the Chariot, which is upside down. And in our lives, it doesn't matter which way you look, there will be something that will come into your world that is going to expand your horizon. Whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, doesn't matter. Because each one of us is having our own human experience. So whatever happens in your world, it's going to happen really quick. And right now, as the energy shifts in the world, and it affects each and every one of us as human beings, this beautiful Chariot card is going to turn right side up. And those changes are going to come so fast in our lives. And it is about seeing positive your reality. And just having a new moon yesterday, seeing in your own life, play with it. New moon is about creating. And take this next month and see what you can create. See what your world will produce and provide for you. And just play with it. Think about it. And talk about manifesting. You think about it and then you start acting on it, even if it's just one thing. Just one thing. Taking one step and allowing the universe to say, showing the universe, yeah, I'm ready. Show me just a little more of something I wish to accomplish. Yeah, just leave it at that. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which comes up. And as we talked about in the first pile about paying attention to the abundance in your world, being grateful for it. And the Queen of Pentacles is a wonderful reminder for all of us to be grateful for what we have in every aspect of life. And the card that follows her is the Five of Cups. And I'm going to go into loss with that because oftentimes we're so focused on what's up here. I mean, what's happening because of a loss. We kind of forgot that we did have love. We know what that is. And it really truly is about us getting to that point in our lives where grief, anger, whatever it is that we're releasing, it's time for us to just move forward and let it go, because we can let those cups come back up and remember what love is and share it again, but in a new and a different way. And then the Ace of Swords. And again, new beginnings of wisdom and boundaries and what really is possible, and using your energy to set your intentions. It's a beautiful card for a new moon. And set your intentions forward to what you want. Use that fire of, I think Mars just went direct. And the energy that's coming in for you, if you allow it, is a fire energy to get you going, to take charge of what you want. And take these next couple of months to manifest what you want in your world. And then we'll move on to the last pile. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Pay attention to opportunities that show up and scrutinize, but also know that as you scrutinize, you're going to have more wisdom to make better choices. Take your time. You can see here the Knight, he's not going anywhere anytime too soon, but there's also a lot of good things on the horizon. So make sure that whatever you're working on in your life, manifesting whatever that is, it could just be taking 5 minutes for yourself every day and taking that 5 minutes to see the beauty in life. Because as we slow down, there's a whole lot of us that changes and wakes up. And as we continue to keep working, we have the Eight of Pentacles. And as we continue to keep working in our lives to support ourselves, to make ourselves happy, if that's, working in a job, it could be you're on a spiritual journey and you're looking to move forward a little bit farther in that. It could be you're on a journey of consciousness and you want to understand just a little bit more about that. So it's your choice. But working hard every day, you still have to support yourself. So whatever that is, be diligent. And as you're diligent doing what you need to do in order to support your human self, that spiritual part of you will wake up. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. And sharing wisdom and knowledge in balance. And sharing with those. However that needs to be. It doesn't have to be money. It could be simply sharing fruit. It could be simply sharing a smile, sharing a handshake, sharing eye contact, and seeing another's light, seeing the soul of another person. Oftentimes that is such a healing thing. And just to be able to look at someone and get a smile back of, I don't know you, but you know what? You make me feel happy, or I have a nice vibe, or you put a smile on my face. So pay attention to all these wonderful things as abundance grows in your life, because it's about sharing everything in life. As we share, we all grow. And This month also take those days when you feel like it, when your body is telling you you can't fight it anymore. You're fighting your head, you're fighting your body, you're fighting your higher self, and it's like when those days show up, honor that, because it each and every one of us has to take time to reflect on our human journey, because that's why we're here, and understand on different levels. Our healing and our knowledge all takes place on a spiral. So, and we heal on a spiral. And everything didn't happen like that in your life. Your illnesses, your fears and all that kind of stuff didn't happen just overnight, usually. So, as we unwind that, because in Eastern medicine, every little acupuncture point is an emotion. And as those little acupuncture points get blocked, that's where disease happens. And it's the dis of the ease of the body, because the chi, or the energy in the body, needs to flow. And by taking that time as the hermit, your quiet time, whatever that is, take your quiet time as often as you need it, because on your journey into consciousness, that is what truly helps us to become more clear. So take your time, and as your body needs it, listen to what it is telling you to do. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. And making sure, the Four of Pentacles is reminding us to make sure that we don't give everything away, but we take care of ourselves too. And it is about having self first and keeping yourself in that place of abundance, of love, of food, of money, of people, however it looks for you, whatever abundance is around you and whatever abundance you need in order to survive in your world. And take care of you first, and pay attention to that all month, especially as you discover truths about situations in your life and in the world and in the universe. There's so many different things that we have not known. If you don't know, you don't know. And so there's so much new information that's coming out in the world. Pay attention, but also make sure that you take care of yourself. And then we have the Page of Cups, followed by the Temperance card. So the Page of Cups is, let me get the right words here. The Page of Cups is sharing with us that oftentimes if we look to the youth in life and let them remind us, especially children, let them remind us of what love is. And let them remind us in their naivety and in their beauty as a child to help us remember, to drop our eyes into our soul or into our heart and remember what it's like to be a child. And then the patient or temperance card comes out, which is having patience, because nothing happens overnight. And it really truly is all about the journey. And what happens between the time you've made a decision to do something, by the time it happens, then it's either, how is it going to go forward? That's a long journey. It doesn't happen overnight. So be patient with yourself. And as you go through this journey and you remember all those little things in your life, good and bad, realize that your angels and guides are there to help you process that. And all you have to do is ask for help. And it really is as simple as that, is talking to your angels, your guides, your guard, your gods, your God or gods, talking to spirit. And maybe you have dialogue. Maybe you have that going on within your mind already. And pay attention to dialogue, especially when you're praying and when you're in that sacred space of ceremony or meditation. Pay attention to that dialogue, because oftentimes, more times than not, that dialogue is your connection to spirit. It is you talking to the other side, and that other side, they're helping you in truth and love and integrity to make new decisions, to change the world or change your life, however you want to change. But change is inevitable, so you can't stop it. So just grab it, grab a hold of it, watch it, participate, and journal it, because you just never know when you're in the moment how much information really truly that you gained in that moment. But writing it down and reading it later, wow, pretty interesting stuff that happens. And I heard you grab one more card, and we're going to finish up with the Three of Wands. And look at how beautiful that is. The three with wands and looking into the future, taking this time, especially at the new moon, to look forward and plan your life. You always have a choice. I can't stress that. I mean, it took me a long time to figure it out, but it is my choice. What do I wish to experience in this life? And oftentimes, if I'm experiencing the same thing and I'm not having fun with that, or it's very unpleasant, it's like, what am I not understanding about this experience? Because there's always a lesson. And as you understand the lesson, and again, things don't happen overnight, believe me, but the less stubborn that we are in life, the horizons are so bright for us to walk forward and see what the world truly has to offer for us. Because, yeah, brand new world is coming, and it's up to us to create it how we wish it to be. And that's as a collective. So with that, have an amazing month. And if you have any questions or if you'd like a reading, send me an email. You can check out my website, and I also have a Patreon channel. And check out the Patreon channel because I'm putting some yoga stuff up there for those that are looking at little ways to learn to self-heal. So I will put the links in the description below, and have an amazing, amazing, amazing March.